What's up, YouTube? YouTube. YouTube. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Just got a little bit things to say, man. Little things to get off my chest, and a little teaching also. So I got two things going on. Come on in, come on in. Come in, hit that like button for me. Come on in, come on in. Come on in. Got a good one for you today, y'all. Got a good one. Hope everybody's day is going pretty good. Everybody having a good day. Yeah, they got a few things to say. No, I ain't gonna hold up people's time. But just a little bit I want to get off my chest. There's no beef or nothing like that. It's just more of an awareness thing. You know? More an awareness thing. Hit them like buttons, people. Thank you. I appreciate it. I came to this YouTube, for one thing. Man, fuck it. For one thing and one thing only. But it seems like, what's up, a zinger? But it seems like, I'm getting hate towards me for some reason. I don't know why. I'm not hating on nobody. I came to speak my truth, Hopefully help people, uplift people. But it just seemed like the more I tried to do that, the more hatred I get towards me. And sometimes I gotta sit back and think, why? Why I get so much hatred? Why I get so much hatred thrown towards me? That I had to sit back and I figured out. I remember the old saying. For you to have haters, you have to be doing something right. Because mostly all the great leaders and great people had haters. People didn't like what they was doing. They always had pushback to whatever they was saying. And a lot of that I'm experiencing right now. But don't get me wrong. I love it. What's up, Selena? How you doing? I love the hate. I love it. I embrace it. I embrace the hate. That's one thing about me. I ain't afraid at all I fear no man. Only person I fear is the person I'm trying to serve. That's God. And I don't fear him in a way where I'm scared of him. I fear because if I don't follow his laws or his commandments, what my afterlife gonna be? So I'm scared of that crazy ass afterlife. What's up, Kissum? But as far as man, I'm afraid of no man. And I hope people will get to realize that. You know? Because I invite people. If you want to check out my Facebook page, check out my Facebook page. The same thing I talk on YouTube, I talk on my Facebook page. I have nothing to hide about me. I'm not just coming on here just talking to be talking. Or just talking off the top of my head like some people do. I try to bring wisdom and knowledge, shit that I learned through life. You consuming glitter tape. You know, that's what I bring. You know, it's up to you to accept it or deny it. That's it. I sit back, I listen, I watch, then I form my own opinion of what I've heard or what I've seen. I don't go by on nobody else, what their opinion is or whatever. I go by my own. Then if I watched enough and saw enough and I form my opinion, that's my opinion. Everybody gossip. Everybody gossip. So you just can't put that on one person. Everybody gossip. Like I say, you just can't put that on one person. Well, you can't put it on one person. You're right. Real men don't gossip. But I ain't think it was God. I thought it was roasted. Roasting and gossiping is two different things. See, when you gossip, you're getting personal. You're putting out personal shit. That's not roasting. So you got to look at the person who getting personal and point the finger at that person. Because like I say, every action calls a reaction. You know? But I'm going to read something. I'm going to read a couple of things that speaks a lot, that says a lot. And I think people should hear this. Okay? This is from 2 Timothy, 3rd chapter, 1 through 9 verse. And it reads, but know this, hard times will come in the last days, for people will be lovers of self, lovers of money, boastful, proud, demeaning, disobedient to parents, ungrateful, unholy, unloving, slanderers, without self-control, brutal, without love for what is good, traitors, reckless, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, holding to the form of godliness but denying its power. It says, avoid these people. Okay, it said, for among them are those who worm their way into households and deceive gullible women overwhelmed by sins and led astray by a variety of passions, always learning and never able to come to a knowledge of truth. They are men who are corrupt in mind and worthless in regard to the faith. But they will not make further progress, for their foolishness will be clear to all, as was the foolishness of Jannes and Jambres. See, the wicked, they go deny the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. They're going to push back on the truth. That's why people who push back on what I say or what I speak, it don't bother me. Because right here, God is saying that you're going to have people that do that. You're going to have people that push back on the truth because they want to stay blind. They don't have the faith. So you're going to always have people that resist the truth. That's why when trolls come in the chat or try to do whatever they do, it don't faze me. What's up, creativity? It don't faze me. I talk to them and move on. It don't change my emotion. It don't change nothing. Don't raise my blood pressure. I don't get mad. I don't. Because God told me to expect that. God told me I'm going to get that. So I'm well prepared. I'm well prepared. Okay, I'll read I'm gonna read this. And this is about false prophets. This is 1 John chapter 4. It said, dear friends, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see if they are from God, because many false prophets have gone out into the world. This is how you know the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesses that Jesus Christ had come in the flesh is from God. But every spirit that does not confess Jesus is not from God. This is the spirit of the Antichrist, which you have heard is coming. Even now, it is already in the world. So Jesus Christ is already, I mean, Christ already in the world. No creativity. No, I'm not a preacher. I'm just a person who study the word and believe in God. I'm a spiritual man. But I'm not a preacher. You know, I just go with what I learned to try to teach other people because that's what God wants us to do. He wants us, after we learn what we learn, to go out amongst the people and teach them. And that's all I'm doing. What you mean by unconsumed? Consumed with what? Consumed with what? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Most definitely. See, I was taught the word since I was young from my father. See, my father didn't believe in churches because he didn't trust the preachers. But my father was always into the word. So he always taught us. What's up, Dwayne? So he always taught us the word, and I always knew it was always implanted in me. But you know, when you're young, you know, you don't you do stupid shit. You know, but that seed was already planted. So as I got older and learned going through different things in life and learning through my experience, you know, that was it, you know. So I never did nothing really outlandish in life, but I just made a lot of mistakes. I just made a lot of mistakes. You know, I never went to jail. You know, never got close to going to jail. I just made a lot of life mistakes, which everybody do. You know, you're a big, yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. Now, I go to, well, I try to go every Sunday to church. You know, some Sundays I miss, you know, but more than likely I go to church every Sunday. Hey, man, don't be like me, be better than me. Or just be the best you can be. You know, be the best you can be. That's all you can do, man. That's all what God will want you to do. Be the best you can be. You know how sometimes your father's gonna say, you know, I want you to be better than me. You know, be better than me. You know, be the best you can. Be the best you can. You know. So so it just sometimes just amaze me just because I'm in somebody panel and whatever, and I still speak my truth on how much hate I get. You say the way I talk, I should be a pastor. Well, I'm close. I'm in training to be a deacon. I don't. This is my first time ever saying that, but yeah, I'm in training to be a deacon. You know, I still, if I wanted to be a pastor, I still got a lot of spiritual growth to go. But God ain't finished with me yet. Yeah. Yeah. Cause I had my great uncle was a pastor, and my grandfather was a deacon. So I have that in my blood, in my family. You know, I have that in my family. So it's all good, man. Like I say, I wasn't, I'm no angel. I'm no angel. But like I say, the mistakes I didn't really necessarily hurt nobody else. It hurted me more than anything. My great uncle, my mother's uncle, was a pastor. So that was my great uncle. Then my grandfather was a deacon. Yeah. Yeah. And creativity, that's all I be trying to, bring positivity. I like to joke sometimes. I like to roast sometimes. But sometimes we have to be serious about life, real life. And I talk about different things like go back in history. I do things like that to show the repetition that they do to keep us down. And hopefully that people will learn from it. Because everything it revolves, time revolves. Everything they try to oppress the oppressed, they did the same thing continuously over decades. Nothing different. The same old game. And by me doing this, I try to show why we're in the condition we're in today. Then I throw in the biblical, showing that most of everything that's going on today was prophesied. All of it was prophesied. You know? And that's what I've been trying to teach people. Like I say, by me being, I was like, I appreciate it. I appreciate anybody else that like-minded like you or whatever, get them to subscribe. So this is more of a learning channel than a roasting channel per se. I don't like to too much talk about politics too much. Because for one thing, I don't know politics and I don't like politics. Because I think we as people are already dependent too much on the government. And that's part of my history lessons I teach on how they want us to depend on the government. And that's another story. So creativity, I get deep on here. I speak truth. I speak truth. And a lot of people can't take it. A lot of people reject it. I get a lot of pushback. I came on YouTube, people didn't even know me because I gave them a truthful opinion, then I ostracized. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. It don't bother me. I welcome it. Yeah, I see. I welcome them too. Cause see, creativity with them here, typing or even just listening. At least I got their ear. Now it's up to them to comprehend. That's right. Well, if you was listening when I was talking, you would have heard it. Not to be disrespectful, because everything I just said before you came up, it wasn't just for me. It wasn't words that was coming out of my mouth. All right, creativity. You got to listen. That's all I'm saying. You just got to listen to what I'm saying. You get to see what I was talking about earlier. I don't, when I end my lives, I don't. All right, creativity. Have a good one. I don't erase it or put it on private or nothing, man. If you want to see it again, see what I was talking about at the beginning, you feel free to look at it, man. I implore you to look at it. Yeah, I implore you to look at it. Cause life is too short, people, to be bullshit. Life is too short, man. Life is too short. Life is what you make it. But like I say, I love when I get them pushbacks and get them haters. I love it. That means I'm doing something right. If I ain't had no haters, then I'd be worried. I'd be worried then. Yeah, I'd definitely be worried. Well, so that's about it, man. It wasn't gonna be no long live. Just wanted to get that out because started to see more haters is coming out the woodworks, and sometimes you just gotta let them know, dude, it ain't gonna work. You're just wasting energy. Cause that shit ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. That's for real. So on that note, people, I'm gonna get out of here. Like I said, I just wanted to do this little quick short live just to address the haters or people trying to hate. Let you know that the shit ain't working. It's all good. Keep on hating. You're doing what I want you to do because you letting me know that I'm doing the right thing. So keep on hating, people. All right, people. Y'all have a good day. Good rest of your day. Good afternoon. All right, I'll get back with y'all.